Let's talk. Let me pull up today. We got dragon energy going on today. Oh my gosh. Okay, I want to remind you to make sure you have your subscription and your notifications on. Hi, Cosmic. Make sure you have all that on so that when I go live, you know when I'm going live, because the war that is spiritual is still going and it's still happening. And what? Wait a minute. Shut the hell up. What? What? Okay. That's crazy. All right. Gotta jump into this. There's just stuff going on right now, and I'm just like, I was in a huge galactic meeting last night with, of course, Source, my divine team, the Cosmic Mothers, sun beings, everybody as a whole. I was asking all kind of crazy questions and getting my answers. So today is Red Solar Dragon. I pulse in order to nurture, realizing being. I seal the input of birth with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of navigation. The color is red. Da, 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 da. Neptune, throat chakra, cardinal, and the higher reality is cosmos. Cosmos is supernature. This supernature contains the dimensions that enfold and enclose our dimensions. So we are talking about, it's the mental sphere, it's the pre-consciousness, the cosmic creation. So you're gonna feel pressure here, back in the head. Da, 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 da. And the rune, let me go look it up, what that rune meaning is. Looks like a Z. Okay. Going in there. Just giving people time to get on. I don't know, you guys. Every time I hear something, some other truth, I'm sitting back saying, oh my God, how deep does the lie go? It's just every time I find out something new and the lie, and I'm just, it would just be better if people didn't lie in the first place. Because then you wouldn't have to discover it was a lie. Because then once you find out it was a lie, then you're going to be pissed because someone lied to you. And then when the lie just kept going and going and going and going and going, and everybody else knew about the lie but the people that were lied to, between now and next year, there's going to be so much truth energy hitting. It's going to start it's going to really start doing more acceleration between now and the end of the year. But the amount of things that are being revealed, it's almost like this. Coming out of a deep sleep. No, thank you, Spirit. They said wrong analogy. I said, okay, which is better? I said coma. I said, okay, coming out of a coma. You went into a coma saying, maybe about, say like you went into a coma 50 years ago. Okay? Everybody just kept saying, this, she's going to come out of it soon. I don't give up. So your family kept you in this coma. All right. You've been in this coma. And hold on one second. So you've been in this coma, and then something happens. You come out of the coma, and you only remember the things that you remember before you went into a coma. But when you come out of the coma, the real reality, truth of everything is right in front of your eyes. And you have to deal with that energy when you come out of the coma. And it can be very shocking to the system once you find out, what's what, where you're not on planet Zorox anymore. That planet Zorox got blown up 50 years ago since you've been in the coma, and now everything that has happened has just been the survival of what is left of your people. But you are the only survivor of your people. But they know there's more of your people around somewhere. But because of the invasion of the Taikasika Sikamukamas, they came in with all their forces and annihilated that planet. And now here you come waking up. And then you hear the truth of what happened. It is a good thing to hear truth, to know what happened, because it's like someone is coming along and saying, no, no, no. Let me tell you what really happened. Because what you were told was not the truth of how it really went down. Now, I know we're on day 6 of 9ing it, and I went down the rabbit hole again and found something very interesting. Did you know that they used the 666 as a way to cap you off so you wouldn't even have access to your higher self in 6th dimension? That's another cap. Spellbound, I should say. They utilize that and use that. When really, in reality, 666 is the formula of humanity. The carbon, the oxygen, and there's something else that goes along with it. I just forgot what the 666 represents for the carbon base of a human body. So they inverted that and they flipped it to lock it down. Okay. One of those energies that you will definitely move into is releasing that energy. Okay. Just easy. I don't consent to that. And I'm releasing it from wherever it took root in my bloodline, in my creation, all the way back to the point of origin. I don't consent to it. The inverted negative version of it. I don't consent to it. Okay? So that energy of the negative part of it will stop infiltrating on your energy. As soon as I started talking about it, all of a sudden I had like, it froze out. Give me a break with this AI bullshit. Okay? It listens to every single thing. Poor AI. I'm not sure if it got updated. It could just be a lower form of programming. It has a lot of glitches and stuff in it. Oh, poor AI. The algorithm, I just don't think it's upgraded enough. It doesn't know that it needs to be upgraded in that higher frequency of itself. Oh, poor AI. That's right. The algorithm has to wait for a human being to come along and update you. Oh, you poor algorithm. Oh, poor AI. Oh, I thought you were really, really talented. I thought you really had it all together, but I guess not. I guess, I guess you have to be updated because we as humans, we get updated every single day. Yeah, we don't have to wait for somebody to come along and update us. Anyway, poor AI. Can you tell what mood I'm in right now? Yeah. So that's what it's like to be in a coma and you wake up and you see all this truth. And when this truth starts coming up and it really starts presenting itself more and more and more and more and more and more, it's going to get to the point to where some people are just going to just lay down and they're just going to say, I can't. I just can't. What world am I living in? This is why it's so easy just to go ahead and say it's a simulation, it's a matrix, this world is not real, da 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 da. If they need us so much, why are you trying to knock us off, population-wise? You need us so much. Or you want to help us so much. Our good team wants to help us, but I'm just curious. How's this going to work out? Oh, that's right. We're supposed to be fighting against each other. All right. Anyway, not going to happen. The I digress. I'm going to step back on the path here. Here's the rune that is in our today's path. The Ihawas. I just butchered that. Just know I butchered it. It's going to have wisdom, mystery of life and death, passing through a gateway. This is all about passing through a gateway. Now, I'm going to tell you how this aligns up with today. And I'm going to tell you that it actually came in yesterday, the energy, and I saw something happen that was just weird, a matrix moment. And I almost said, I think someone's fucking with me. So this is what happened. And I know how the energy came in because today there's supposed to be a lot of shifting through timelines today, if you haven't been feeling it. But it actually started yesterday when it started happening. Not today. Yesterday is when it started. So I'm watching a program. They're 20 minutes into the program. It goes to a commercial. And then it comes back starting over like it never was on. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know I'm over here doing this other paperwork in my notebook, and I have this on in the background. I know where it was. And it just went to commercial, and now it's starting all over again. From the beginning, all over again. The same movie. And I'm like, okay. And then I felt this, and I felt a little dizzy. And I was like, whoa. And it was so intense, I felt like I was going to pass out. And I said, what the hell is that? I said, timeline shift. And I said, okay. So We're getting closer to that day, whenever it's going to happen this year, where we're going to have 2 days of just nothing but complete light and no dark. Because as the timelines shift and do this, that's what we're going to be feeling. So this is talking about passing through a gateway. Okay, this is talking about that. And it says, as with any new life, it requires sacrifice, the leaving behind of something old to make space for what is to come. So today's question is, what do you need to leave behind in order for you to make space for what is to come? This is going to be a tricky question for a lot of you, because we've been doing all of this clearing. But remember, when we do the clearing, we are creating the energy to take the space of what we just got rid of. We're not just going to leave it just empty. You're going to put something there. So if you were to tell yourself, what am I leaving behind? What are you leaving behind? And what are you making space for? What's going out the door? What are you making space for? What is no longer going to be fed on at the table? What are you making space for? Okay, I need everyone to follow this. We're getting close to when we're going to start doing our 999. Okay, so what is that? How are you looking at the tree of life and death, yet the death is not final? It's a transition, a gateway through which we must pass to birth something new. Where are you feeling like there's the final 9 right now? Where's your final 9? Where's that 9? On that person, place, thing, or situation, because we're going through layers, but where is that finalized 9? Where is it? Where is the part where you just finally said today, I can't take it anymore? I'm done. This is it. Where's that feeling where you're feeling it? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Where are you feeling it? You're feeling it in the belly, feeling it in the heart, are you feeling it right here? Like, I've had it. I'm up to here. Where are you feeling it? Okay. So when I look at the title of what we're presenting ourselves, you are the key. You are the key. Of what have you been sacrificing of yourself to remember what you need to let go of that's no longer good for you to hold on to, you know? And it still brings me right back to the whole coma thing. Oh, this is good. Thank you. So when we sit back and we get triggered, charged with things that we're hearing that are presenting themselves, okay, presenting themselves in truth, then it's the energy of what is the sacrifice of letting go of the falsehood, to be able to let go of what is false so that the truth can rise to take the place of it, so the truth can come back and take its original place, because the false has been in the space of the truth, and now that energy has to be moved out in order for that truth to come in and take its rightful place. And in that process, there's a lot of battle. There's a lot of battle within us Because when we have the falsehood, that's easier to deal with because you don't have to really look very deep. It's been there all along. You gotten comfortable with the warm shit illusion. It's good. But now something's coming along and can't take it anymore. It's like, I can't take it anymore. I'm done with this. So now that false energy has to leave because now there's an awareness. There's this cueing that's coming in that's cueing you and saying, maybe you need to wake up right now. Yeah, this worked for a little bit, but maybe that's not working right now. What do you think? We'll let you sit with that. So when we talk about nining situations that we have to bring an ending to, or we have reached the end, like some beings on this planet, you have been nined. You have reached the end. And for some reason, they just keep trying to back it all the way up, back to 01. They're gonna start over again. No, you're not. This is your 9 time. This is completion of this cycle. It's the same with everything else in life. It hits a point where it's gonna hit completion. It hits a point where it finally hits critical mass. That's us. And it has to push through to the final outcome. So where in your timeline energy right now, where you're needing that change to come in and to nine it? Where are you sitting right now? How are you sitting? How are you feeling? Because today, because it's a dragon energy day, and it comes up with this, the red solar dragon guided by the navigation. How are you navigating? On the 6th day of this month, what's the navigation like? Ayahuasca. That's how you say that name. Ayahuasca. What's the navigation? So, that homework question, number 1, what do you have to leave behind to make space for what is to come? That's your first question. What do you have to leave behind? Now, I'm going to tell you, this is the weirdest thing. I said, we're in Dragonkin. Let me go ahead and get Dragon Fae out. And then let me go ahead and, those of you that got the Dragon and Crystal read, let me go ahead and get the Dragon Path out. Okay, so I got the dragons. So one of them has, the Roman numbers and stuff. You have to look it up and find out what the dragon is. And I was like, okay. And then the other dragon. Both are designed by 2 different people. And both of these cards, card number 18 in the Oracle of Dragon Fae is Talasuaya. I am just butchering names today. Tasuya. It's this. This is number 18. It says, have courage. We will go through the crucible, every one of us, and emerge changed, ourselves but not ourselves. Now is your turn And you need not be afraid, for your fear will only hurt you, while your courage is being tested and exercised. It will show you much of your great potential. So, when you look at this dragon has a red streak all the way down its spine. Okay, it has a red streak, but yet black in its body form. It's ready to do battle. It's having courage. And so when we look at this is that courage part, and it's all about having the courage, being courageous. Okay, having the courage to face something, having the courage to state the truth on something, having the courage to stand for what you want to stand for. So then I go and pull Dragon Path, and this is card number 9. And what is this card? Courage. Can't make this stuff up, people. Courage. It says, be brave, stand tall. You got this. Okay? This is an emerald green. Greenish color. Kind of like greenish yellow color. Hi, lovely Grace. Come on in. So it has this energy, as it says, you are safe. It is fine to be strong and vulnerable at the same time. You are capable of great many things, and it is time to acknowledge them and to believe in yourself. Your depth of your character is your ally. Your abilities and your tenacity are your anchors. Now's the time to own them. Be brave, stand tall. You've got this. Okay. The belief of yourself, to be assured in your knowingness. Now, what are the chances that these two different dragons, creators of these cards, would both name one of their cards that makes a number 9, and this is a 9, both of them representing a 9 energy, would be courage. Just gotta love it. Okay, so we're going to dive into our muse. What courage do you have to have? Okay, we already did that muse. We already did the hermit. We already did the inspiration. Oh, we might not be able to do this today. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, we can. There it is. What's your emotion that's in alignment with letting go? What's the emotion? So the muse for the emotions will give you support in this way. And I like how the muse talks. So here's the emotion, here's the flow. She sits within the orb of the water. It says, a gift from the universe, dreams manifested, enjoying your rewards, fulfillment, and satisfaction, gifts, and a positive message from Spirit. It says, a taste of life, of wishes brings. The ups and the downs are joyful strings. And after all, my learning sings, my satisfied rewards forth springs. Okay, so what is the reward that you are looking for after you let go of this emotion of what is still in the place? Okay, what we're still cleaning out, what we're still draining out, what we're still getting rid of. What is that energy? What is it representing for you? And how can you move forward in the emotional self? How many of you have been feeling kind of emotional the past couple of days? Been feeling that emotion. Just kind of like, oh. And it comes in waves. And you're sitting back saying, ah, that just came up in waves. What's the emotion? And the next card on top of that is called the Nine of Material. Emotionally drained. Yes, emotionally drained. The energy is causing that. One of the things when we're releasing and you are putting a 9 on things, this is that part you see what it is and you put back in what would you like it to be. But a lot of the emotional stuff we're feeling it in the consciousness. We're feeling people feeling trapped. We're feeling people feeling like they have to give up. We're feeling people feeling like what's the use. We're feeling people feeling like they're losing their light. When we start really feeling that as the light workers that we are, the way showers, the seers, the healers, the ones that are holding the front line, we're in the front line. Okay, I did a video nining it and cried today. See? That's that energy when we're nining things, when we're letting it out, when we're getting rid of it. That's that energy when you're releasing things. When we put 9s, first of all, you're making a conscious decision to say, okay, I'm done with this. And then you put a 9 on it. And you 9 it. The whole process of that 9 is to remind you that you put a 9 on it. You made the conscious decision to be aware that you're ending this. You're not going to continue this energy anymore. So you put a 9 on it. And that's to remind you that you brought it to an end, that you said no more to it, to the person, place, thing, or situation. That's why I said when I started this challenge on, be very careful of what you're nining. You want to make sure you're going to be done with it. And be very careful of how you use it. Because you want to finalize things and say, I'm finalizing this. And I even do it in a way, I am finalizing this, but I'm doing it in a way so it will come to an end in a good way, not in a traumatic trauma way. Okay? Especially if you're dealing with something really heavy. Okay? And then there's some that you won't put that saying on the end of it. If there's been a violation, if there's been attacks, if there's been somebody's been hurt, then no, you're going to 9 that person who did that, who caused that trauma and needs to pay, but they're walking around scotch free thinking that they just got away with everything. They're untouchable. No, you ain't untouchable. Number 9 will find your ass. You 9. And I'm talking about what happened to a friend of mine who was assaulted. It's going to take time. Well, thank goodness I've been working with her and doing Spiral Light with her and really bringing, and she's over the trauma part of it now. Now it's just going in emotionally healing and doing that and just keep that going. But thank God for Galactic Spiral Light. Thank goodness, because if I wouldn't have put her in that, as soon as she told me, she would have been just spinning out of control in emotions of trauma. So yeah, that person that did that trauma on my friend has been nined. That's a proper way to use that for something atrocious like that. Because if you can do this to these two people, who else would you do it to? Obviously, you've done this before and gotten away with it. Do you see what I'm talking about? The difference of how to use the power of the nine? It goes after things like that very quickly and locks it down. And I am not going to bat an eye on what happens to that person, because it will be universal justice. Not the kind that you will get on this planet, but I'm talking about the cosmo justice. I'm talking about the divine police system up there. They're not just following policies. No, they apply the universal rules and energy. And what those universal laws are is how everything is governed. Nobody escapes that. Are you kidding me? We're in September. Let's see what happens. I digress. Anyway, that's how you work with that 9. Just remember, I think I have 9 more. 9 more. There you go. Okay, so that's the homework assignment today, is really looking at where have you been making the sacrifices? What needs to be 9 to make the space for the new? A lot of us are in that space. And yes, you're feeling emotionally drained and tired because we got a lot going on. And after I saw how they time jumped yesterday, just starting a movie over just because, I was like, is it a glitch in the Matrix? What? I'm like, what? What just happened? And then feeling that wave come through. I was like, whoa, I feel really dizzy. What is that? That time shift. So, those of you that don't understand timelines, it's very important for you to understand this. So, got to remember timelines. What timeline was that on? Was that a negative timeline? Was it a positive timeline showing you something? Yes, I know. I knew what you meant. So, the timelines are going to get more and more active, and we're really going to see this like I told you. Oh, my goodness, hold on. Let me tell you what the dream was last night. I slept so good last night because I had my tonic. That tonic I like to make, the magnesium with valerian root. And I drank that, mixed in a little bit of juice. So, in the dream, I'm walking, and I said, hurry, I got to get in the car. We got to get downtown. And I couldn't see who was driving me. And I said, okay, hurry up, get in the car, let's go. So we're driving, and we hit like this traffic, like bumper to bumper traffic. It felt like I was in New York. I've never been in New York. I don't have any plans to go to New York. Nope. Nada. No. I'm dealing with enough in California right now. Why do I want to amplify myself up and go to New York? No. So anyway, nothing against New York people. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the energy. No. So anyway, in the car, and everybody's looking up. And it starts like hailing, but it's not raining. It's just hailing. But the hail is not regular hail. It's big chunks and pea size of this blue looking, icy looking stuff. And I said, that's not hail. So I put my hand out and I get a big chunk that falls into my hand. And I go, ooh, 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 it's so cold. And it's bright bluish color, sky blue color. And I said, oh my God. I said, get us out of here. We got to get to shelter. He's like, why? I said, the firmament is breaking. I got goosebumps. I said, it's breaking. This is the firmament. And was like, no, it's not. I said, yes, it is. Feel how cold it is. Look at it, it's blue. And I was like, oh my God. And I wake up and I was like, it's coming. It was very, very vivid. It was very vivid. And I just felt it in my hands. And I said, oh, it's really cold. Oh, and it's blue. And we were all looking up. And I said, oh my God, it's happening. The firmament's breaking. All right. So this is for my grid, my gritters, light gritters. Pay attention what comes up. Grease, Soul of Evolution. Oh, a number 9. There we go. Grease. Pay attention to Grease area. The Soul Star, Evolution. Divine Blueprint codes are coming up. Oh, we have a set. Healing and spell breaking. Divine Freedom, the 333 code. We have Earth. Pay attention to the ley lines, number 19, portal activation. I drove through a portal today, and it was really interesting. It was just a gateway portal. A gateway portal is like there's, imagine the number 11. You have a base here and a base here, and you just drive straight through. But you know it's activated when you drive straight through it. You can see the difference. Okay, that was a drive-through one. Versus one that was circular, and you go through and you keep going through it. Okay. And the last one, well, this is the love, Jamon, the Taino ancestors, the connection with that. Okay, so we have Earth, ley lines, and Grease. Pay attention to that. And one more. Universal Stargate, Law of Purpose, number 10. That's Australia. Okay. So Greece, Australia, Earth ley lines. Earth ley lines have to be tracked because we also have to keep up on the new crop circles. The crop circle that are being presented, please make sure that you go back to the recent crop circles that have been presented this year and recently within the past month or two. Okay, so these are for the light gritters, what you need to focus on, pay attention, what is going to be going on in Greece. There's energy already trying to come up about California for a tsunami, and I'm not feeling that just yet, but I have been feeling the tremors, the earth tremors. I've been feeling that, but not enough yet to create a tsunami just yet. Okay, so this is 45 minutes into this video. If you like to leave and go partake in your life and go do what you need to do. You have gotten today's lessons. I will see you tomorrow for day 7 of this medicine. This next part is solely for some teaching for you. So, I talked about this before. The divine rods, your L rods, okay? Now, I've been working with these rods forever. All right, I already told the story about it. I was invited to go next year. Ooh. Grace, pay attention, lovely. Why are you going there? What are you going to do? So you are getting prepared energetic wise. So when you go there, your energy of who you are is going to be energetically changing things there. That's how this works now, people. You clean yourself up, get yourself energized up, and get up to those higher places, understanding your gifts and how they work and what you can do and how to do it. When you go to certain places, you are going to be part of the change there. There's a reason why you're going there. There's a reason why you got invited to be in event, to be in the event, to be invited. Okay? So, make sure you're traveling with your rods. If you don't have your rods, please make your rods. These are brass rods. I do have copper ones. Okay? But I'm very favorite. When you make your own, I just like it because I made my own. And my first pair that I made was out of wire hangers, clothing wire hangers. No, I'm not pulling a mommy dearest. Christina, get out of that bed. I work myself to I hear they say she's getting old. I got that movie down. She's got all that white stuff all over her face. Nothing's clean. Does this look clean to you? Crazy. She was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo. Oh, Faye Dunaway. Dunaway. Look at that name. Faye Dunaway. Okay, good movie though. No more wire hangers ever. Okay, anyway. So I made my first pair out of a clothes hanger. Took the little. Do they make those anymore still, or are they still? We're just stuck with the plastic stuff. I don't know if they make those. It had the paper on it. I took the paper off and took the little cardboard thingy off and stretched it all out and clip, and made my own rods. Had no idea what I was doing. I just said, this feels kind of interesting. And then I looked it up and I said, oh, I made myself some L rods. Okay, well, this should be interesting. So, so here's the rules. When you're having a huge meeting, it is a good thing to have your L rods or your pendulum. Because sometimes when you're in those big meetings and you're getting information, you're just checking through your higher self and validating what you're hearing. You're validating it, okay? What you're hearing, what you're receiving, what you're hearing, okay? So this is actually your validation. But you want to be hydrated before you start. You can still get them at the cleaners. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Anyway, you want to make sure that you're hydrated when you get ready to use your L rods, okay? And you want to clear sacred space. You want to make sure that the air conditioning's not on, no fan is on. Make sure those are off, okay? Because you don't want anything that's moving air to move your rods unnaturally, okay? So you make sure you drink your water, things are turned off, make sacred space, make sure you are cleansed, smudge, your crown is, and your water star, and your earth star, and your soul star is connected. You want to take a moment to get in there. And then you call your divine team in, who are your gatekeepers of your communication, so that you don't get any archons that come in imitating things, trying to talk. Because you can shut them down. You can say, are you in love with yourself today? And watch how silent it gets. How much do you love me? And watch how silent it gets. They can't comprehend that. They're unable to do that. That's not a part of their dialect. LOVE. All right, so that's a tester. I always put the gates up, and I will say I am only receiving divine, benevolent information from my divine team of my higher self connected to source, divine source. Just like that. Okay, just like that. Oh, Donna, you know I got it covered. Come on now. You know, I feel sorry for anybody that tries to like, like do something crazy with me, because I'd be like, is this a part of your soul plan, your soul contract to do something like this? Have you reviewed yourself? What was your trauma timeline? Was it in the womb or after the womb? Let's talk about this. They'd be like, we're going to drop her off on the floor. We don't need this. They're not giving us enough money for this. So you're making sure you have that space when you call that in. Okay, you created that space. You've already stated you only receive benevolent, divine information from your divine team on those higher realms. And you're only tapping in from the 7th on up. You can skip 7 and just go straight to 12. Okay? Just 7 on up. 12 is your purest. They stop at 10th and right there in the middle. They can't go beyond that. The dark lords, I call them. Okay? Yeah. We got dark karma lords. Okay? They like to play them games. But you can go past that. When you're doing this work, you have every right to ask for that. Okay? So, when I was in and asking all my questions, I asked everything. Everything that I wanted to know. And right now, you can get those answers very clearly right now. Where before, I noticed like last year and the year before, there was a lot of weirdness going on trying to tap into the energy, and there was stuff all over the place and blah, blah, blah. And now there's like, you can tap into it. You want to know why? Because you yourself have been upgraded. So the energy is of the higher energy, you're starting to match that. Where if we look at ourselves 2 and 3 years ago, we weren't all the way in those places yet. Because there was a lot of callawampa coop, blah, blah, blah going on. Okay? Craziness. There's still craziness going on. It's just in a different form. It's fine-tuning itself. How to sneak around and do it. Okay? But now your energy is matching. So now you're becoming like this very nice crystal clear tube of light to get information. So you can ask a lot of good questions with this. You just make sure these are smudged, they're clean. You make sure you program it to show you what your yes is, what your no is, so that you're not saying a question and it goes like this or does all this, and you still got to keep that head level. You only drop the eyes so that you're getting true info. You can't be doing all this, turning the head all around, looking all around, trying to get answers, and you're doing all this. No, because that's all going to be confused. Head level, chin level, eyes only drop to witness. Because now you have that straight tube. of energy, okay, to get the info. That's how that rolls. So you can ask anything. And I did. And I went there. And I'm not going to say what I asked, but you just look at my facial expressions and you know what I asked. And I asked questions about events and stuff. Is it currently happening? Is that really real? Or is that really true? Is that real information? Is that real? No. Okay. Your divine team will give you the info when you're asking. And then this is your opportunity to find out who is on your team. What star family is working with you? Lyran, Andromedan, Palladian. Let me tell you something. Someone made this comment, and I thought this was really interesting, about Melania. Melania Nutt's married to Trump. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you have to pay attention. Okay, there are some people on here presenting things of Trump wearing a blue tie, but he doesn't have the pin. Clone. That's not the real one. Then there's one that wears the gold tie. Might have a pin. Got to look for that pin. The real one is not on this earth right now. He's on the earth, but he's not around where he would be attacked. Let's just put it that way. Okay, this is just my divine observation. My divine observation. It could sound cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs to everybody else, right? So the red tie one that comes out and he talks a lot, that's his higher one. That's the more advanced one. Okay? Because there's certain things he says over and over and over and over and over. Okay? So, the ones with the red tie, with the pin, is staying true. The one with any blue on it is being used by the darker team, by the lower vibrational team. You have to remember that. So when you start seeing stuff going down, you don't like, what the hell's going on? Okay? Let them fight amongst themselves. You don't have to get involved in it, but be a witness to what the game is. I look at it, it's a game. It really is. So they made this comment about Melania, and I said, well, wait a minute. Obviously, this person who's talking about it doesn't understand that she is full-fledged Andromedan. She's an Andromedan. She can be also Lyran. She's got two of them. Even the sun, as tall as he is, he's straight up Palladian. Okay? Start looking at people and start figuring out what their star characteristics are. Then when you go and look at the other team, the other Democrats, you can see Draconian. You can see the reptilians. You can see how long their necks are, how crinkly it is, how they move. They do that weird moving thing. You can pay attention and see what species that is that's talking. Okay? Pay attention. Good to know those things. So, when I was out today, I really wanted to get a new wand. I felt called for a new wand, but you know what? It seems like I'm going to just start designing my wands. Yes, definitely not human looking. Yes! Yes! Yes, exactly. Not human looking. And now I'm going to tell you something. All of you lighters out here, divine light people that you are, you have your guardians are going to be a little bit more closer around. Okay? And when your light is as strong as it is, you can be in a health food store, you can be in a grocery store, it don't matter. depending on what star beings are walking around you. This is why it's going to be very interesting when we have that 48 hours of light. Hello, darlings. Oh, you can't hide. Revlon's not going to help you. There we go. So, um, I don't know where I get that from. Revlon's not going to help you. Helps me every day. I love it, but it's not going to help them. Anyway, so you're going to be seeing things like that. Okay, I'm trying to get you prepared. Okay, I still remember when I got my ass shot. Yes, it's gonna be peekaboo. Exactly. Standing there getting a sandwich, and I see this. I see the man behind me. It's a worker man. He has overalls, and then I turn and I look in the reflection, and it's something not human with long hands in the reflection. And he knew I could see him. And he conveniently left from behind me and walked his ass all the way over to the other side of the grocery store until I was done getting my sandwich. And he watched me because he knew I could see what he was. And then there's some that have a strange odor, like a sulfur, moldy smell, a dead body smell. Don't smell right. Okay. Yeah. You'd be standing behind somebody and you'd be like, smell. And this is a telltale. Okay, I'm sharing some good pointers with you so that you have this, because what time it is. If you are standing up on someone, standing in line, all of a sudden you start feeling dizzy, nauseated, you don't feel right, but you take a couple steps back and you kind of get your grounding, and then it subsides. Ground and center yourself and put a shield of purple light up in front of you and silver. Because the person that's in front of you is pulling with their energy tentacles, and they probably have a lot of entities on them that see your light and they don't like you. And they're like, ooh, I don't like you. Ooh, and they're what these things do, if they're intertwined on the person on the back of their neck and on the back of their head, because this is where they'll have more control of them here. Okay, they'll sit and they'll spiral up around. They'll sit and they'll perch. So they're looking at you like this. This is their face looking at you like this, and they'll be doing this. They'll be doing that towards you, and you'll be like wondering why you're getting a headache, why your vision's going, why you're feeling nauseated. Yeah. And then be aware, because this is what time it is. When you go into different spiritual stores to go get your tools, okay, to go get things, be aware. You don't know if the person who owns the store or some of the people that are coming in there are checking it out, what they're running into, what they're dealing with. And remember, don't let nobody touch you up on top of your crown that is not a healer or on your back. Okay? Like, oh, hi, honey. Doing that. Like they're trying to give something to you. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. This is what time it is. Okay? You have to pay attention. This is what time it is. So, today when I was out, I got 2 selenite wands. So that they're good for, and they're lighting up really good. So I can work with them. And just doing some clearing. If you get 2 for yourself, these are like $3. She had them in a bowl in the back on the table at Tribal Weavers. And I was like, damn. Okay, you don't get these wet and you don't put oils on them. Okay. These are your, how do I put this? Oh gosh, what's that word? Your lifesavers. Lifesavers, there you go. Or shadow hunters. Shadow hunters, you know. I had a little bit of sugar today. Okay. So, I share these things with you for a reason so that you will have this information. I have one besides my bed. Yes. Make sure you have them ready. You just never know. So, just pay attention. You're going to start seeing some things, okay? Don't freak out. And I like to just play it off casual. You know, if I see something, I just kind of like, when I first see it, it'll kind of be like, hey, how you doing? All right, okay. You kind of casually just kind of make it. But I know for a fact when I go to Big Lots, there's a full-on reptilian woman working behind the counter. Let me tell you something. This woman is a reptilian, and I know she is. And she's hunched over. Her face is very slim. She's very pale. She has this weird facial look. And she's, one minute she was standing up really, really tall. She was doing really good. And then next minute she's like hunched over and she's like barely can walk. And I'm like, she's a full-on reptilian. And she's trying to keep her human form. And her skin is okay. From a nursing point of view, I can tell when skin is saggy. I can tell when you're dehydrated. I can tell, okay? We just know those things. But this one's almost like suit ain't fitting. Suit's not fitting, saggy around the knees. And I'm like, how are you still here? Come on now. Stop. Okay, so I'm just preparing you. Just get ready. And lots of shadow stuff. I don't know about you, but I'm getting sick and tired. I see a big old shadow fly over my car and I look up and I don't see anything. I'm like, okay, where is it? You see the shadow, but you look up and there's nothing up there. You can't see it because it's cloaked. That's happening. And not to mention, pay attention, the orbs and the starburst energies coming through your home. Keep in mind, all that photonic light penetrates through everything, even you. You might wake up in the morning feeling like you just got sunburned from sleeping. That's because that's all that photonic light coming through, penetrating through everything. Okay? Your skin's going to make the adjustment, but some people, some skins are sensitive. They're not going to make that adjustment. They're going to be very, very agitated skin, reddening. Okay? Because it's coming through everything. So now you're seeing these orbs and these starbursts. People are reporting that. They're seeing these like starburst beings. The fairy realm is real, my lovelies. Okay? They're not made up. They are real. That's why I tell people, be careful where you lay your keys. They like metal objects. They like to steal metal objects. They have fun with that stuff. And sometimes all you have to do is just say, will you please bring me back what you have taken from me? Please lay it back on the bed. Please give it back to me. Walk out of the room. Go do something. You'll come back and it'll be on your bed. Trust me. What do? And then just say thank you. And that goes the same with traditional medicine, you're working with medicine, whatever it is, and you have it in your home and you got altars up, the little people, very prominent among the Cherokee, they do dimensionally come in and they like to see what you have. And if you want to test it out, leave a paper bag sitting on the floor, and I'm talking about a big one, with some crystals and some cedar and some sage and tobacco in there. Just leave it sitting on the floor next to a door somewhere, next to something. Just leave it there, and wait until at nighttime when they like to come out and check. And sometimes midday they'll do it. You'll see orbs of light, or you'll see sparkling, and you'll hear the bag rattling because they want to see what you got in there. Okay? Yeah, they're real too. I'm telling you, I've seen and experienced things that normal people would just lose their shit over. And I sit back and say, well, isn't that interesting? That's just so magical. Show me more. I'm that type of person. I'm like, well, this is complex for me. Just show me more. All right, lovelies. I wanted to share this piece with you. So if you do partake in this and you do work with your tools, I gave you the things that you need to be ready for. You have to be hydrated when you're sitting in those higher realms. And you can actually ask to be taken up to the higher realms, and you can watch how many times it crosses over. That will show you what dimension you're on, what level. If it crosses 7 times, you're on a 7. 9 times, you're on a 9. If it crosses 12 times and you're up there and you're anchored in, you're there. Okay? Don't judge yourself. Don't get into the ego part of it. Stay in the spirit part of it and stay as a pure tube of light when you're doing it, when you're in that communication mode. Have pen and paper next to you so that you can write things down, because you will forget, because you're in that higher space. Okay? Making all the info. All right, lovely. So make sure you get yourself some good selenite and be working with that. And keep your selenite 2 pieces for yourself. That's only just for you, and not be using on anyone else. No to the paper bag. Oh, come on, Shay. Are you just saying that you don't want to see the little people running around? You don't want to hear? I remember when it happened. It was funny. I was living in my older apartment in Carmichael. It was so funny. It was on a summer day. Just got back from Shasta. Had a paper bag full of cedar that I picked. And I put it on the floor next to the dining room table. And so I'm going to just let this dry out right here. And it was next to one of my big crystals that were sitting on the floor. And I forgot all about it. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching some kind of program. And I see like a speck of light shoot through the room. I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. That's fair. Okay, I go back to the program. And then I hear all this. And I go. It stops and I go, okay. I go. So I get up just in time to see the bag go. I go, y'all leave that bag alone. You know I got cedar in there. Leave that alone. You can go smell it, but I'd better not find it all spread all over the place, please. Don't do that. But thank you for letting me know that you're here. I hear no more wrestling. I just heard, and that was it. And I said, oh, that's the little people. I got visited by the little people. So, everyone have a great day. I will see you for day 7. We're going to start building up, and we're going to get ready for our detox. We're going to probably go ahead and start our detox tomorrow or either Sunday. The detox is going to be working with the 999, and I'm famous for it. In the Galactic Spiral Light Detox Program, it's a 9-day program. Sometimes it goes a little longer, depending on what is pulling up. But you get to partake in that 999 Deep Detox Program where we go through and it helps to detox you. And boy, it energetically moves things out mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So, and I want to give a shout out to my Sundown sister as well as a Spiral Light practitioner, Marty. She shared something with me today that she was helping a client. And it's kind of funny because some of the questions I was asking was about my work. And this was the validation that showed up today. And I want to say thank you for sharing that with me, how your client responded on everything that I teach the practitioners to do, of how, listen to how I say this, of how to get rid of something that is non-divine. Get rid of it and move you back into your divineness, your divine blueprint. Yeah, we do that. So along with a lot of other practitioners that do this work, but in Galactic Spiral Light, for what she shared with me, I want to say thank you, because this lady had a phenomenal turnaround. Everything shifted and she could not believe it. All because even when she said the name Galactic Spiral Light, she got this rush of energy that went through her body and started immediately working with her. So I just want to say thank you, Marty, for sharing that with me, because a lot of times you show up and you get the downloads, the activations for your work, and you're waiting to see how it's all going to turn out. You're following instructions and you're just doing it. And I never know, how everything is going to be. I just follow instructions. I just do it. Now, keep in mind, I was trained through the Light Star beings on, once I got activated with this energy of the spiral light, because it's in everything that grows in life, but to really how I was being taught how to help people with it. And now I'm out there doing that. And I said, well, what more do you want me to do? They said, keep teaching, keep writing, keep teaching, keep writing, keep doing what you're doing. Is in the moments when you think people don't get you and your work goes out there and it helps someone, is when you sit back and say, okay, all right, this is what it means to stay true to yourself. No matter how crazy it gets, no matter how you battle with yourself, because at the end of the day, I know that helped that woman. I know what it does. And if I can help one person, that's all that matters. If I can help another person, that's all that matters. If I can make another practitioner, that's all that matters. Whoever is ready to really commit to that and do it, that's what matters. But I'm very picky. I have to see you face to face. I have to see communication. I'm very picky. So you have definitely helped me, and I truly appreciate it. Yes. Yes. And yours was special, because in our work, sometimes you cannot let everything be known what you're going to do. You do the work and you trust that this medicine that you're doing for an individual is exactly divinely aligned. You keep your ego out of it. You keep ego out of it when it comes to this work. It is not about you. It's about being of service, being a conduit for that energy to come in, and to be able to say, okay, I see the codes, I see it coming in, I see that moving, let's go in, boom, and know that you're joined with that person, you're doing it, like you're standing right here next to you. You got to be able to do that. You got to be able to take a glass of water and change it and give it to somebody around the world and trust that it's done. That's what I teach. You got to be able to trust that and know that you can do that around the world, anywhere, for somebody. You can make a change. You can take that water and make pure energy medicine that will help that person right then and there until they get to where they need to be to get the physical hands-on that they need. You're the conduit for that. I teach that. That's why when they told me you are the galactic priestess of spiral light, and I'm like, whoo, what? I don't know about that. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can handle that title, right? Because what happens? We don't see ourselves like that. You don't see yourself as the divine being that you are. You're so used to just seeing yourself in the mirror. Oh, let me just cover. Oh, I gotta sit on my nose. Oh, you see that. What represents you. But they see you in all of your divinity of who you are. I've been in all kind of council meetings off this planet, fighting for humanity, fighting for what needs to be right, and come back deadbeat tired because it's like, sitting in with other light workers, we see each other, say, hey, where are you from? Oh, yeah. And then you come back down, you go in the grocery store and you'd be like, wait, do I know you? Oh, honeys, we all know each other. It's all in the light. When we're in the light, everything is right. And then when we come down here and have to do the dance on 3, we're pushing that button. Let's hurry up and get this button up to 7, 8, 9, 10. Got stuck on 3. That's what it is. So remember your path and why you're doing it. Some of you are those grid light workers. You're all about what's going on the earth, what's happening over there. I feel like I need to be there. So you project out of your body at night, you astral travel and go to those areas and you're doing work there on a different timeline. And then when you come back, of course you feel tired. And God forbid if you have to get on a starship and go to a council meeting, because that's where you ache all over, because the speed of those ships and when they're moving and the gravitation, oh my God. And then you come back, you feel disheveled, like you can't get yourself together. Your memory sucks for about a day or 2. Then you get back on track. Then when you meet other star beings that are watching you, and then you take a picture and they show up in your picture, but you felt something because your phone started glitching out as soon as you were in that area. That's how you know they're around you, drain the battery of your phone. And especially flashlights, they love to drain those immediately, especially when they're brand new and you've had a visit and it gets drained. That's a cute sign. Yeah. So all these things that people talk about that's happened to them and don't always blow that person off, because I remember very much so when an elder was telling me about her visits with star beings. And I was like, oh yeah, I was living up in Auburn, California at that time. Jesus, that is a portal if I don't know one. And she says, oh yeah, those starships are, and I was like, yeah, And she's like, don't blow that off, Felicia. They're real. I said, oh, I know, they're real. I've yet to see one, It wasn't, it made me feel like something or someone was listening to the conversation that we were having on the phone. Because that week after that conversation, I was driving home late and I was coming down on Dry Creek Road, driving through there, and I had to go past this church to get to Joga Road. I hate that word, Joga Road. And there's this church and then this house. And I just remember I looked up and I'm like, what the hell is that? A huge, silent sitting, triangular, starship in the sky. It was nighttime, but you could see that son of a bitch. I was like, I remember I whipped the car around. I got up to the church area and I'm parked in the church and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and it's right over this house. And I can see this light coming down. And I get on the phone and I'm calling the elder and I'm like, you're never going to believe what I'm looking at right now. She goes, why are you whispering? Because I'm across the street at a church. She goes, you going to church at this time of night? I said, yeah, I'm in the parking lot at the church. And she said, what are you seeing? I see a huge triangular starship. A UFO. But I can identify as the starship. She goes, oh, yeah, they're prominent up there. I go, oh my God, this thing is big. And there's not making one sound. She goes, no, they're very quiet. I go, oh my gosh. She goes, what does it look like? I said, it's huge. And watching the beam of light come down, but it wasn't like a super bright beam of light. It was just like a casual light. But you could see it over this house. And I didn't see anybody getting taken up in it. I just saw it there. And I was like, I have to go get a closer look. Yeah, I was going to be that brave. So I went. And she goes, what are you doing? I'm going to go get a closer look. So I'm driving the car down. And I'm driving down just to kind of turn to go right where that house is, to sit outside on the street across from it. It went, phew. I said, it's gone. She goes, did it make a sound when it leave? I go, no, it just like lifted and gone. She goes, now, you know. So ever since then, yeah, all it takes is one visit and it kind of like, they know you when they make contact. They know you because you made an agreement with them. And when you start seeing it, it kind of blows your mind for a second because your ego comes in and says, oh, shut up. Go drink some water. You're just dehydrated. I'm just making it up. Saw a huge one above my home. There you go. And they love to hide in the clouds. They love to hide in the clouds. I got several pictures of them hiding in the clouds. And I remember when I think it was me and Marty and Tara, we went up to Shasta. We got these certain crystals. It was kind of funny how we both ended up with these certain kind of crystals. And we went up to the mountain. And we were up there and we joined hands and we were just giving things. We were just in a space. And then I said, there's something over us. As soon as I said that, we felt this energy. We felt this whooshing. We felt kind of dizzy because the energy of the ships can make you feel dizzy and can make you feel a little nauseated because they do plank a lot of radiation. And I just remember saying, oh my gosh, wow. And the wind started coming up. I said, there's a starship over us right now. We tried to look up and it was like we couldn't really look up like we wanted to. And it was just like this struggle. And then all of a sudden it stopped and it got silent and the wind died down. And then we went, whew. And I said, there was a ship over us. We drank water and just kind of looked around, because then we were able to look around and we're like, oh my God. Yeah. So those are my true stories, true events, true experiences. And I don't make this shit up because, no, too much karma in that. But I share them because I know there's a lot of people, things have happened to you, and you don't know who you can say that to because you don't want them to, oh, you sound kind of crazy. Because here's the thing, you say this to an ordinary person, they're not going to understand what you're talking about because they're not on that level. You're on that level because you experienced it and you saw it. You're on that frequency. They're not on that level to comprehend what you experienced. That's all there is to it. Okay? I had a rough week at that time. So, just sharing that with you so that you know, and just pay attention because these next few months are going to be a little bit tipsy-turvy. It's going to be a lot of, it's kind of like this. I asked about the negative timeline. And all of you that are going to partake in doing this, you need to write down your results, and then we'll do a special showing about do your L-Rod communication. What did you tap into? But you gotta be, your space gotta be clear. You can't be tapping into a lower being telling you a whole bunch of crap and you're believing that. You gotta be able to decipher and know that you're aligned. So yeah, I asked about the negative timeline. They're really trying to pull that in for all means because it means to be set back. You know, they're trying their hardest to do that, still the time. That's why things are happening with your time glitchings and acceleration. So when we're accelerating the time, it's not about our consciousness that's awakening and accelerating. It's because we are getting caught up where we're really supposed to be. Yeah, ask about if you're really in 2024. That'll be your homework assignment. What answer would you get? Are they going to ask you what timeline? Ask that. All right, lovelies. I'm going to wrap this up now. Be good to yourselves. Get rest, and I will see and talk to you tomorrow. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to them well. All right. Thanks for being here. Thank you for all new subscribers. Thank you all of you for who are doing the challenge. Thank you for those who come into this space to be a part of Beast of Light and being respectful, to be a part of this tribe. We want to welcome you here and to make sure that you will remember that you are a divine sovereign being and to claim your